Dangerous Waters run through yesterday. First time I played it for like, I don't know, got those 10 years. Or more than that, I think. And it didn't work because the microphone was broken, which really pissed me off. 2.5 hours later, you guys must be sitting there thinking, what a fucking waste of time. Anyway, so I'm going to give it another go. The family are out, I don't know how long for. Got the soft play, so we'll give it a crack. So, I got this game when it came out, I think 2006. Last time I played it was about 2007, about 100 odd hours into it, so it's not massive, but I really, really, really liked it. Just didn't really know much about the technical stuff back in those days, so did find it really, really challenging. Know a little bit more now, so I kind of understand what some of the buttons do. So anyway, I'll do a quick playthrough with you guys. So I'm running a modded version. This is the I modded it almost pretty straight away, even in those days as well. It's the Lamy modification. I think they don't make that mod anymore. I've got no idea whether I'll ever be able to get this installed to work again if I try to uninstall it. I think there is a more modern version with something called RW, which apparently is a better mod. I think it gives you more platforms to play on. To be honest with you, I'm just really enjoying using this. The original install
this
I
is
had.
Upcon Alpha. Pass up 3 miles from Point X-ray. Investigate now.
Take in all lines. Underway. Shift colors.
Take a copy of the folder and maybe reinstall it.
Skyhawk 7, this is 101. Target bearing 285. CIC sonar, submarine bearing 290, range 5,000 yards. Skyhawk 7, this is Skyhawk 9. Target confirmed, course 310, range 3,000 yards.
This is Skyhawk 7, roger. Weapon away.
Anyone else think game intros used to be better in the olden days? I do. Anyway, so my perfect game, if you guys watch any of the streams, for me, would be something like Samano, Command Modern Air and Naval, plus Armour 3 for like ground, plus DCS, which I don't have, but I'm reliably assured it's the aircraft simulator, plus this for kind of like submarine and ships. So if you could bring all that together, that would be the perfect game. Because each one of them kind of compromises on bits. Like Samano is brilliant for naval warfare and strategic overview, but it's absolutely rubbish for land stuff. And to be honest with you, it's a bit generic for air as well. You kind of just chuck airplanes in the air, and it's basically a roll of the dice really, or a stats game. So whichever one's better wins really. You can be tactical about it. I am tactical about it, but you kind of you almost have to micromanage it, and it's actually quite tricky to play, quite challenging, which is good, I suppose. And the submarine thing, I always found it really, really annoying. The submarines could be so good in that game, like this, except that there's no way to sort of jump into the seat of that ship or pilot that that submarine. And the other thing, of course, Samano doesn't have is any graphical overlay. So you're shooting missiles, and again, unless you download the database images, you've got no idea what these missiles look like. It's just a bunch of numbers. You don't really know how powerful it is, how fast it flies, what it looks like, what it sounds like when it launches. At least with this game you get a bit of an interface, so it's really good fun. So I started playing a campaign last night. The one I was playing yesterday on the stream is actually broken, which is why I couldn't complete it, which you wouldn't have been able to hear, but I was basically having a massive fit because I couldn't complete it. It's broken. I think it's because it's based on an old game that they imported to this game, and something's broken. So we're doing Red Storm Rising, which is by the Subguru guy, and this guy actually died actually in 2007. So if you go to his website www.subguru.com, it is basically static, and it's exactly been the same since 2007. Hopefully someone is still paying the bill. It's lovely, it's really nice. It's Bill Nichols guy, and he was a real, so he served on the Nautilus, so he was a real sub guy, and he was a massive fan of simulations, and he was the guy I got into like 15-20 years ago, where they're reading all about his stuff and reading his guides on how to use this, and then he died. So it's a bit sad really, but so I've done the first 3 missions. First mission was putting the Oliver Hazard Perry out to sea. You basically had to rescue some fishermen. It's quite good fun. The next exercise was I can't remember now, what was it? Oh god, I don't remember what that one was about. The Bastion Gambit was I basically had to drive a Los Angeles and I had to follow an SSBN through a whole load of patrols and just try and find out where it was going. And the outcome of that is it was hiding in where it doesn't normally hide, further into the mainland, which was enabling the the hunter killer submarines like the Akulas and etc. to go out and hunt for Allied fleets, basically. So by the SSBNs being protected, it released the SSNs to go and kill. So this is where we are. So next mission is Red Sky at morning. So let's go. So it looks like we're in the Los Angeles class. Okay, so USS Springfield has been withdrawn from the White Sea for fear of fomenting a major incident. That was the ship I was in last time. Sorry, boat. After a tense 16-hour run from Cape Sviatov, you are now 30 miles north of the entrance to the Kola Fjord, home of the USSR's Northern Fleet. Here there are 130 fathoms of water and room to manoeuvre. You should be able to keep out of trouble. There are supposed to be a pair of American subs within 50 miles of your position, and I'm reading this, guys, just in case anyone's got a small screen, otherwise you won't be able to read the text. There are a pair of subs within 50 miles, plus a Brit and a Brit, and 2 Norwegian diesel boats. Springfield and the other Allied subs are assigned to watch and listen. The significance of what you've learned about the Russian boomers deployment is obvious. It looks like they're about to fight a war. Nevertheless, peacetime rules of engagement still remain in effect. Weapons are tight. So what have we got? Okay, so we are loaded for bear, Mark 48s plus a drone. On the vertical launch is exactly the same as I left it last time. I've gone for TASMs. I love the TASMs. Why did they ever get rid of that? They're bringing it back there apparently. And TLAMs, 2 TLAMs just in case I get a mission to shoot something. Should be enough. Right, let's go. Okay, so quick sit rep. So this is where the subs were coming out of the Greminka naval submarine pens were coming down here, and what they were basically doing is they were skipping with a whole lot of patrol boats, and they were hiding in here. That's not normally where they go. What they normally do in real life is they go up here, and there's something called the Bastion, which is a big open deep sea area up here, and they basically sit in there. And why do they do that? They do that so we can't find them.
Sonar,
basically.
I have a new contact. Bearing 134. Designated Sierra 1.
But they normally do that with support from... Basically what happens is every boomer, every ballistic missile submarine will have an accompanying hunter killer, like an Akula or what they used to call what they call the Typhoon. And that would then sort of go out with them to protect them. But in this instance they weren't. They'd all disappeared, and what that means is they've all gone hunting for us basically. So let's work out where we are. Let's just check we haven't got any layers turned on, because this game, you can cheat in this, you can turn stuff on. So I've got the link data turned on, which is, in other words, if somebody else, another NATO friendly platform, sees something and pushes something up the link, my satellite feed will pick it up. But I'm hiding the truth, and I'm not showing allies automatically, so everything will have to be resolved. Okay, so 250 feet, 400 feet below us. We're doing 5 knots, and we're doing a course of 314. Right, what we're going to do first is we're going to come up to 60 feet, and actually we're going to come up to 0.
Make my depth 251 feet. Dive I.
We're going to come up to 60 feet, and we're going to stream.
Make my
antenna.
depth
Just check there's no comms.
060 feet. Dive I.
Just going to check we've got. So the towed array is fully streamed.
Con radio. Recommend we copy the broadcast.
Right, there we go. Just picked up a radio.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 147. Designated Sierra 2.
So what you wouldn't have heard me yesterday.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 1.
Let's just say how much I just bloody love this.
Designated Sierra
It's just
3.
so nice to see what's going on. It makes a huge difference. This is good, don't get me wrong. It's great, it's an old game and it works perfectly on a big 4K screen, but this just really makes a difference for me. And yeah, it's a bit blocky, a bit shit looking, but it's really nice. So still not quite sure what we're supposed to do. This is exactly just what we saw in the brief. So let's get some stream the radio wire. In fact, we'll just hold that at 100 feet, I think.
Make my depth 100 feet. Dive I.
So you can see on the graphic overlay we've got what we got. We've got the towed array working nicely for us there in the background, so that's sitting there just listening. And then we got our radio antenna, which will stream out now. And that will just gently float on the surface, and that enables us to pick up some comms. Then we're going to try and figure out what's going on with these guys. So somewhere out here I've got some other American subs. We got a Brit, and we got some Norwegian diesel boats as well.
Khan, radio. New message traffic received.
Right, so those are the 3 Los Angeles class. Northern Fleet's about to piss out. Right, so we're on a recce. Basically I've got to recce this approach to Cola Ford. This is the Cola Fjord. So basically I'm going to have to try and ID all these contacts. Alright, so what time is it? It's 06:04, so let's come up to 62 feet, and we'll try and see if we can see anything.
Make my depth 0.62 feet. Dive I.
Just going to stick it out the top there.
Make my depth 0.68 feet. Dive
You'll
I.
note I'm actually below periscope depth. We're just sticking the lens out the top. Periscope depth is actually 61 feet, I think, or 60 feet, so it sticks the mask significantly further out. Obviously it's going to give me a bigger radar signature. Don't want that. Can't see much, just put the low light on. This is where the advantage of a 4K screen comes in, because the pixels are so big on this old game engine that you can actually see things quite a long way away, because where one tiny little dot becomes quite a big dot on my screen. So it's made using the periscope a lot more easy. Oh, there is something, I think. Maybe not. Waves. Alright, can't see anything about to run on me, so let's get a bit higher.
Make my depth 0.60 feet. Dive I.
So you can see that just poking out there. A little lens. So it should stick up a bit more, give me a bit more range. Get above the waters. And this was before all the procedurally generated graphic water effects or graphics card effects. It's pretty basic, but it works. So this is, that's electronic signature. I'm getting basically radar returns. So that's another craft out there pinging away. Can't see anything. Right. Let's pop it down. Let's just check on the sonar station. We've got any layers. Let's pop an XPT. So this is a little measuring device. What it does, it measures the speed of sound, basically density of water. So what we're looking for is a thermocline. So if I can find it a layer, that will help me to help me with my tactics later on. So it drops a probe, and the probe basically creates a map of the surrounding water density. And what we're looking for is a change in this. If that's a steady curve, as water gets deeper, it gets, there we go, bosh. That's interesting. Right, so we've got a layer, and that all of a sudden the speed of sound changes quite significantly. Now that means anything below that depth there of about, where was it, about there, 489, no, 460 odd feet. There's a layer, so I can get below that layer and be not invisible, but a lot harder to find. That's very useful. So what we're going to do is we're going to come around, set course to 180. I try to get the speakers to. There is actually a sound input on this game, so you can use like a microphone on your headphones to control it. I turn on a 180.
Come up to course 180. How am I?
It just wouldn't work. And every time I did it, spoke into it, it was trying to uninstall a bit of software. I was like, what the heck? Basically, the screen would disappear and it would flash up with a driver window and say, uninstalling your mouse drivers. I was like, what the heck? Yeah, stupid, annoying. And I tried training it. I sat there speaking about foxes jumping over fences, and it still doesn't work. So we'll just give that a miss. The other good thing for this game, that's slightly better than Simano, is it's a little bit quicker than Simano, in that some of my missions for Simano take days to play and they don't make a very good stream. Whereas this is a little bit more packaged. You can do it in a couple of hours, which still is a long time, but it's a little bit easier for people to sort of keep up with what's going on. If anybody wants to sit through bloody 24 hours of Simano, they're going to be bonkers. So I'll talk you through the stations. I did it yesterday and you didn't hear any of it. So basically con, so high frequency sonar for detection of mines or ice. We've got our air. This air controls things like the ballast, and if you want to shoot out the water, when you see blowing the ballast, that's that there. Trim angles, ventilating for getting the air into the sub, that's the emergency blow valve if you want to jump out the water. We've got our depth and our actual depth and our ordered depth. Towed array, how far our our sonar sensor has been deployed behind us. Why do we do that? Well, obviously it's to get the sensor away from the sound of our nuclear reactor, so the further away it is, the more accurate and sensitive it is. Our course, ordered and actual. So actual is, you can see we're turning left 3270. We want to be facing 180. Bow planes, stern planes, in other words the angle of the control devices, our engine control, main ballast tank vents, in other words.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact, bearing 138, designated Sierra 4. Con, sonar, I have a new contact, bearing 151, designated Sierra 5.
Okay, what that is, he's picking up the same signals. So these were active intercept, in other words, they're pinging, and it was also picked up on my sonar array. Sometimes you get multiple different hits from different stations, so your sonar will pick it up, the weapons officer, like the electronic warfare weapons officer will pick it up, and each one will give a little shout, basically. So we're just going to come down to 68 feet. I'm going to put my EW up and just see if we can identify.
Make my depth 068 feet. Dive I.
So we're going to put up my ESM antenna.
Raise the ESM mast, Chief of the Watch Eye.
See if we can identify some of those pinging. So what does that look like? So I'll just show you quickly. You can see what's going on. Right, so we put a mast up. Oh, high resolution graphics in your face. There we go. It's a little radar receiver basically, and that enables us to hear what's going on. So I've got a signal. Each of those is a signal in intercept. So it's got a bearing. The bearing is not the bearing from the ship. It's the bearing, annoyingly. Actually, I don't know whether this is done for ease of gameplay, but rather than having the bearing on the ship, it will give you the actual bearing. So that's the magnetic bearing. That's bad. That's not good at all. So what that is, that's saying I've got an MPA up. That's a Marine Patrol Aircraft. That's an IL-38A. So I've got an aircraft circling above us, like a Nimrod or a P-3 Orion. That is the Soviets' long-range anti-submarine patrol aircraft, which is pretty nasty because he's going to be dropping stuff on
sonar,
me.
I have a new contact, bearing 157, designated Sierra 6.
Bearing 2.
So I've just marked that. We'll have a new. There he is. He's up there, and he's going to be patrolling this entrance, which is tricky.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact, bearing 136, designated
And it means I
Sierra
need to be really
7.
careful with things
Lower
like that,
the
because
ESM
that is
mast,
exactly
keep the
how
watch
those
out.
guys find submarines. They spot their radar is incredible. They can spot the periscopes from miles away. Well, in real life they can.
Steady on course 180.
Right. Let's go to the sonar station and we'll quickly talk through what's going on. So I've got the auto crew on. The auto crew does a pretty good job of sitting in the background telling me what's going on. It's not perfect though. Sometimes you have to kind of tell it to do stuff. You have to like spot something and turn it on and off, and then it will spot what you've spotted. So this is the waterfall display. This is giving me a readout of what my broadband sonar antenna there, the huge long listening cable that's dangling behind me is doing. And someone's at the front door. I'll be right back. Little monkey's back. Right, the little monkey's back, so it won't last long, but we'll see how far we can get. Right, okay. So this is narrowband. So basically, it's what it's doing. It's looking at specific channels
Con,
within.
sonar. Torpedo in the water. Bearing 283.
Crap. That didn't last long. I think what we're going to do is we're going to quickly sit down.
Make my depth 4, 6, 8 feet. Dive I.
Let's skip below the layer. That's bad news already. Jesus. So 500 is about 430 the layer, isn't it, broadly speaking? So it should get me below.
Con, sonar. I have a new contact. Bearing 285. Designated Sierra 8.
Brilliant. I'm not going to panic. Just going to go nice and quiet. Just get under that layer. So that ping was an active torpedo. Now don't get me wrong, it could have thought it's found something. We don't know along that bearing line how far away that aircraft was. And unfortunately, me sticking my aerial up might have been just enough to attract its attention. I possibly would have been a bit more cautious if I'd have realised they were out. Might be about to be punished for that. So somewhere along that line there is an active torpedo, which is that. Oh, disappeared. Doesn't necessarily mean it's gone. It might have just turned. So what these guys will do? There it is. No. Oh shit! Well, you know what that is, don't you? That's one of the Norwegian boats. Now that's one cheat I do have turned on, is I just see wrecks. It's just because it's nice to see what's going on, otherwise you're kind of really frustrating. You've no idea whether you killed anything or not. That's the MPA, they've just killed one of the Norwegian boats. There it is. So that's the IL-38. We don't know how high it is, how fast it's going. All we know is we have it up there somewhere, so it gives you a little indicator of roughly what it looks like, but it's somewhere along that bearing line. The fact that got killed there would indicate, yeah, it was roughly in the right position. That's not good. So let's just get below the layer anyway, because it's likely that if there are Soviet subs out there, they will be listening. These little diesel electric boats, they're kind of literal. They tend to stick to the shallows anyway, so they're very, very quiet, but once they get caught, there's not a lot they can do. They don't have a lot of speed. They do tend to get punished. Whereas those sort of nuke boats, we can go deep water, move a lot quicker, so we can sort of exit the datum a little bit more efficiently. So we're going to get below the layer, and I'm just going to listen for a bit, see what's going on. So the waterfall display, this is an active display. This is a condensed over time display. You tend to see trends in this a lot more easily. This is noise. You can see there's a big blank spot. That's because that's right in front of the boat. So in front of the boat, the cable can't hear. So actually, see where Randy's looking at. That's the back of the boat because he's looking at the bow sensor. That's the cable. So the cable has got something. I don't know whether he's tracking that or not. So we'll just put a marker on that. We'll turn him off. So you can immediately see there's something there. So let's just go to the narrowband and see if we can figure out what that is. So that was on a bearing of... are we still turning? No. Ah, it's because my cable's still turning. That's the thing, it's a lag effect. So the fact this is slanted and moving to the side is because my cable is behind me, is doing a loop as it catches up my turn to 180. So eventually this will flatten out. It's on a bearing of roughly 35 degrees off my bow. So 35 degrees would be roughly somewhere up here. Which is a bit weird because he hasn't detected anything. Hmm. 35 degrees. What is he hearing then? So in a narrowband, what you're looking for is the specific frequency that you're picking up. So we're looking for frequency patterns here, which would be the sound of their engine propeller moving to the water. Sorry. I can't see anything, it's very faint. This is where we'll be getting active indicators of pings. This is for working out, demons for working out speeds, distances of the target. But I can't see anything. I can see nothing. Okay. This could be me actually. Sometimes you get, that's the sound of my submarine. That's what it could be actually. Right, we'll put him back on. Go back to the... Right, we're sitting at 467. We're below the layer. So what you can do is you can sit just above the layer and then you can dip your cable into the layer below you. So we might have to do that because in the below the layer we're not going to be able to hear a lot of these ships above us very well. So these are all likely to be surface contacts. But let's just skim along for a bit and see what happens. The two sensors we've got are the towed array, which is the most sensitive obviously, but it obviously has an issue that it can't see in front of the boat. And then the bow array is the same, it can see to the front and to the sides, but it can't see directly behind. And it's not as sensitive. Having said that, you can see now we stop manoeuvring, it's getting a nice sensitive read. So if there's anything in front of us, we should be able to hear it. And basically this is what you do. Spending hours looking at waterfall displays. Nothing. Right. So let's just skip along for a little bit, same speed, same bearing, we'll just speed the time up a little bit, see if we can pick anything up. What I'm listening for is other subs at this stage. And I'm quickly just going to turn the stream on my phone, just check the sound is actually working this time. There's nothing worse than talking to yourself for 2 hours. Okay, let's come back up to 100 feet. That's relatively shallow. Let's just
Make my depth 100 feet.
come
Dive
up to
by.
400 feet, and then I'm above the layer, but I can dip my toe.
Make my depth 400 feet. Dive by.
Alright. Let's just see if I can hear myself talking.
0 feet. Dive by.
Let's just see if I can hear myself talking. Yep, I can. Okay, how annoying is that? Right, wonderful. Makes you know it's working. So you can see my cable, and what we do, we'll have the bottom of the cable below the layer, and the top of the cable above the layer, and hopefully that'll mean we can listen through both. Basically, we'll listen through the thermocline. Give us a better reading what's going on. You'll notice this is a little bit different to Cold Waters. And I haven't watched many of that guy's streams, but he seems to rush around at high speed all the time, and it seems a lot more action-packed. This is really quite sneaky. I think so anyway. I haven't seen many of the streams. I've been saving that game. I will get it, but until it's a bit cheaper. There's a reason why I'm playing 2007 games. They're super cheap, and they work really well on old kit. You see that little lag effect as it gets pulled up behind us. It's quite amazing how they modelled that, actually, to be honest with you, I think. Well, I think so anyway. It's impressive to me. Right, let's just see the weapon stations. Let's target display. Those are our tubes, vertical launch stations. We might get a chance to use this later, I don't know, I'll come back to that. This is the TMA. Basically this is the guy that's job to try and put some firing solutions together, precision solutions. It's actually really quite complicated to use this, and I've never quite got my head around how to do this. One day I will have another go at it. So alright, we're sitting at 400 feet. Let's just go 350. Oh, I've got an
Make
active
my depth
ping.
350 feet. Dive by.
So we've got an active ping coming in from somewhere. Where's that coming from then? There we go. So it's already been spotted. So that is coming on a bearing of 140. 140 for me. Broadly speaking, somewhere there's one of these guys. I don't think it's that one. It's probably that one there. It's pinging away. Very faint, it's quite a long way away. I'm going to put a range marker on just so we can see. I learned how to do this yesterday. Range marker on 4 nautical miles, and outside of that, apparently, or is it 2 miles? You're very sensitive, so let's put 4 nautical miles on. There we go. So you can see how far away some of these targets are. We're pretty safe within that zone there. They've got to get quite close for us to be able to detect us. This is where these planes are really dangerous, because they can zoom in, drop buoys straight on you, and then you're screwed. Alright. And now it's a waiting game a little bit. So in theory we should have our wire dangling back. I think so. It should dangle back at least. Maybe it doesn't at this speed. Ah, it's actually dragging on the floor bed, which is not good. Is it? Kind of surprised about that. Normally they'd have a load of noise if it was doing that. Maybe it's not, maybe it's just that it doesn't render it properly. Normally you can tell if it's dragging. It does look like it's dragging. Anyway, alright, let's see what happens. Obviously when you're dragging your microphone, your sensitive sonar device along the bottom of the seatbed, it makes a lot of noise, and it means you basically can't hear anything. It does look like it's dragging. Let's see if it pulls itself out of the mud. It might just be a graphical, like a silt layer that you can't, doesn't really, that's not the kind of, yeah, wrong sensor. Yeah, so we're dragging. So let's just, I don't know what, we'll push up to 7 knots just briefly.
Make turns for 7 knots, maneuvering aye.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact, bearing 146. Designated Sierra 9.
Just pull it. You see those little jips? That's where it's bouncing on the seabed. There we go. We're back up.
Make turns for 5 knots, maneuvering high.
You can see how technical this game is. So we've just pulled the base of the microphone out of the water, out of the seabed, and we're clear again. Nice. What does that look like? There we go. See, it's just the little tips come up now. Okay. Sierra 9. That's an active intercept. So in other words, he's pinging us. It's an accurate timestamp, so it's very recent. Whereas these guys all have an age on it. That's still pinging. He still hears that one. 1 minute. Active. So these are all active. These are all actively making noise. Basically searching for me. And we really do need to kind of identify these guys. So we're still heading due south. Let's come starboard a little bit. Let's come in at 200 degrees.
Come right to course 200. Helm aye.
So these will be barrier sweeping, I presume, up and down here. And I presume I'm looking for either subs coming out of here or ships coming out of here. If we're lucky, we'll get a Kuznetsov or a Kiev or something. I don't know. We'll see. I would stick my aerial out at the ground again, but I'm a bit nervous to do that. I definitely will turn the radar on. Yeah, I think that's me. that faint mark there is what you're hearing. This is something we had before. Let's just have a quick scan on here. Sometimes you pick up very faint signals that the AI doesn't do.
Steady on course 200.
So in theory, if you knew the frequency, you could approximately work out. Sometimes it will tell you what. I think the Seawolf's got a really good bit of kit that will tell you what it is that's pinging you. I think you can tell. This one's not so good. It's a bit old, obviously. This is a 70s, 80s design. A bit less sophisticated. I should say 60s, 70s design, 80s build. I'll just speed the game on a little bit.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 298.
Right.
Designated Sierra 10.
That high-pitched squeal, I think that's an active sonar buoy. Got to be a little bit careful now. That's that patrol aircraft dropping buoys. So this
Con, sonar, torpedo in the water, bearing 296. Con, sonar, torpedo in the water, bearing 298. Con, sonar, I have a new contact, bearing 300. Designated Sierra 1.
Make my depth
1.
5,
Con, sonar,
5,
I have a new
0.
contact,
Keep
bearing
dive on.
124.
Suffice
Designated
to say,
Sierra
that's bad.
1, 2. Con, sonar.
We've been hit. I've lost depth control. We're going down.
We're going down. That's it, says the fat lady. Shit. Well, that wasn't very good, was it? I suppose I could have dropped some countermeasures next time. It's interesting. Alright, well, should we try it again? I don't really want to see what killed me. That sucks. Alright, here we go. Let's try again. So, let's go straight down to 460, 480.
Make my depth 480 feet. Dive by.
Shit. The thermocline again. You might not get a layer. It might be random. Who knows? And we're just gonna, I think, head straight south.
Come left to course. 200. Helm aye.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 126. Designated Sierra 1.
Oh, those MPAs are nightmares. It's really tricky. Presumably, he's on a pattern right across the bay of that fjord. It's either luck to get past him, or I have to get below the layer, one of the two, if there is a layer. It's taking a long time to do it. Oh, maybe it's because I'm not high enough.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 144.
Make my
Designated
depth
Sierra 2.
063 feet. Dive by.
Oh, we'll quickly just do that, and then it's done then.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 091. Designated Sierra 3.
It's a bit annoying. Let's get back up again.
Con, radio, recommend we copy the broadcast.
004. Designated Sierra 4. Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 132. Designated Sierra 5. Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 170. Designated Sierra 6. Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 204. Designated Sierra 7.
Right, so the layer this time is really deep. Jeez. 6. See, the speed of sound picks up, and then drops right off. 646. And then the speed of sound gets slower. It's because the water's at a different temperature down there. Layer depth 616. Oh, I didn't see that. There it is. The 616 is the layer depth. Right. Okay. That's deep. Jeez, I'm not sure I can get down that.
Con, radio. New message traffic received.
Alright, we know what that is. Retrieve that. Let's get down to 400 feet. So we're not going to be able to use the layer this.
Make my depth 564 feet. Dive by. Make my depth 500 feet. Dive by.
We're not going to be able to use the layer basically. It's just too deep. I think that layer is at the depth I'm at. We'll check
Steady
again
on
as we get a
course.
bit closer. It does
200.
change depending on the depth of the water, obviously. It can do anyway.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 155. Designated Sierra 8.
This is shit, we're not going to be dragging that cable. It looks like we are. So what we need to do is just pull the cable in a bit, it's a bit too long. That's what that means.
Retrieve the starboard towed array. Helm aye.
So if it's shorter, it doesn't dangle on the ground so much. And we might be able to get it to lift out. I wonder if that little burst of speed we did was enough to give our position away last time. Who knows? Go on, lift up. We just want that to lift out the water. Lift out the mud. Should do. Here we go. Graphics in your face. Look at that.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 290. Designated Sierra 9.
Excellent. There we go. Right. I'm in here. I'm doing a stream. Yep. Right. All sensor surveillance of approaches to Cola Forward. All sensor surveillance. So it's possible I need to do an EW as well. Identify and report all Soviet naval movements into and out of Northern Fleet bases. Right. Okay, so let's see if we can just skip along at this depth. Let's just do a quick check of the chart. We're not going to get any shallower. 580, 560, 550. Yeah, so we are actually going to have to come up in as we go down south. We're getting this, it gets shallower here. You have to be a bit careful about that. Right, well, let's just keep an eye on this. We'll speed it up a bit. It'll start dropping when we got a problem. One thing I'd say, the granularity of the time control is not very good, and you can't only have 5 layers, you kind of need 100 really. Some of the missions, but 135 feet. Have I turned? No, why is that? It's a bit scary when you spend your entire game watching the back of a cable. There's actually a piece of reference material somewhere that says speed, depth, length of cable. Will tell you exactly how far you can do it for each speed, but I can't find that. I did have it 10 years ago. Yeah, it's just getting shallower, that's why it looks like it's going down. That's interesting. BQQ10PMB. What's that then?
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing
Sonar boy.
249. Designated Sierra 10.
BQQ10P. BQQ. Electronics BQQ. Spherical bow active. Right, so that's picking up that ship on the bow. That's not good. So there's a ship somewhere that the bow sonar's picked up. I presume it's that one. No, that's not the bow.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 290.
Oh,
Designated
glad you
Sierra
noticed it.
11. Con, sonar, I have a new contact.
This is why this
Bearing
guy, you have to constantly do this for them,
10.
because they
Designated
don't
Sierra 1.
do their job very well.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 134. Designated Sierra 13. Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 4, 6. Designated Sierra 1, 4.
That's all the cable towed array. And some of those will be the same contact, but you can't tell whether it's left or right. That's why you get two markers.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 2, 6, 6.
And there'll be another one here.
Designated Sierra 1. Con, sonar,
There you go.
I have a new contact.
And it's a bearing ambiguity.
1,
You can't
6,
tell whether it's
7.
this side or
Designated
that side.
Sierra 1,
So the only way to
6.
tell is to
Con,
turn.
sonar, I have a new
There'll be
contact.
another one here.
Bearing 2, 5, 3. Designated Sierra 1, 7.
Well, there's probably likely to be one there. Oh, that could be that one there. It tries to figure out using a combination of this. Yeah, I think those are the two. That's one signal basically. And that bearing ambiguity is just one of the difficulties of a two-dimensional sound scape. So that active pinging is a sonar buoy, and it's off to our port side. And it's quite strong. I think it's that one. Yeah, it's an active. That's not good. See, again, the trouble with these games, without understanding the premise of what the design is trying to do, I don't know whether I was supposed to just stay up and down here, or whether I'm supposed to drive towards Fjord and try and identify what these are going on. So these guys, are these active and being tracked? That's a 4-minute signal, 5 minutes, 6 minutes. So that's active. That's 5-minute old. These are all active. These are sonar buoys. There's a sonar buoy curtain basically being put over the front of the... That's a cargo ship. Although we haven't had a reading on that for 2 minutes. Just gotta watch my depth. Well, no, because this will start to drag in the ground when it gets too shallow. So I presume that K tracker, let's see if we can work out what that is. MO2 it's called. So tracker ID 290, I think it's that one, 290 degrees. Cargo ship. So the way you work this, let's turn the so there, that's the bearing of the sound. Those are the frequencies it's receiving. This is a library of known frequencies. So what you try and do is you try and match these lines up with the library so you can zoom in at the different levels. So those are the sounds of its propellers. So that's a cargo ship without a doubt. This is your filter. So we're pretty certain it is what he says it is. I'm happy with that. They get it wrong sometimes, so you do have to listen carefully. There's a ship. Oh, got something else. I think that's the same ship. Yep, because that's on the rear antenna. Yep, so remember this is the same. Both sides will be the same because it doesn't know which way it is. It's the bow. This chair's nothing to the front or side of us. Got nothing. And on the whole, we've got something that's the same signal, 290. Oh, is that something there? No, okay. Oh, good. Alright, put him back on. Put it back on the broadband. 100 feet below McKeel. See See how loud those cargo ships are. Which begs the question, if I can hear him all the way over there, you'd definitely be able to hear these high-pitched screws when you hear. Surely you would. And you'd be able to hear the sound of things dropping in the water like buoys and stuff. I'm sure you would as well. But maybe I'm overestimating how loud these guys are. So what we could do is I'll quickly zoom into that bit there. We'll put the real layer on just to check, see how accurate his position is. Layers, show you truth, there he is. Except, right, so it's a Russian cargo ship. Yep, and it's almost exactly where we said it was, which is interesting. Hide the truth, there we go. So, confidence is high, he's identified it right. He has, and it's at the right depth. So it does work, it's quite clever how it sometimes works. And these blobs, obviously, we just don't know what these are. That's why they're just blobs, basically. Sound sources. 100 feet under the water. 100 feet under the... I'm about to touch down, I think. So let's come up to 450 feet.
Make my depth 450 feet. Dive I.
We'll just speed up a little bit. You'll notice the signal that's active
Con,
pink.
sonar, torpedo in the water, bearing 292.
Oh, I gotta stop speeding it up. 292. Over here somewhere. No, yeah, over here somewhere. I hope it's not on us. We'd hear it by now. That's that other bloody Norwegian sub. And we're dragging.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact, bearing 293, designated Sierra 18.
Retrieve the starboard towed array. How am I?
The trouble with modding a game like this is one of the mods that happens is, of course, they change the detection algorithms. They make them a lot more sensitive. So if the designer built the mission as vanilla, yeah, look, Norwegian sub been killed again. Not nice. So it might make the mission impossible to complete, because if that MPA is suddenly uber powerful, I don't know. I'm pretty sure the mod I'm running came well after the author of the mission had died. So it may well be impossible to complete. We'll give it a go though. So if he's got a patrol pattern that goes right across, so he's obviously flying in this direction, that's when he got me next. But this time around we haven't stuck our nose out the water either, so hopefully there's no fix, and we've stayed quiet, relatively quiet. Still dragging that cable. We know that because we'll be able to see. Yeah, noisy shit. Let's pull it in a bit.
Retrieve the starboard towed array. How am I?
So they can't hear that. Jesus. Now, why would you retrieve it? Obviously, it's going to pull it in. Shorter it is, the less likely it's to hit along the floor of the ground. But I think the less sensitive it is as well. So it's not a brilliant solution. It should pop out the water a little bit.
Retrieve the starboard towed array. How am I?
There we go. Right, now we can stream a bit.
Stream the starboard towed array. How am I? Stream the starboard towed array. How am I?
Once it's out, you can actually go a bit longer with it.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 229. Designated Sierra 19.
I'm still dragging. Come on. It is coming up. There we go. It's just bouncing on the bottom now. Come on, mate, mind up. See it bouncing. That is a ridiculous level of simulation if you think about it just for a second. That is pretty intense. Look at that little stupid little line. Right, here we go. Still got, I still think that's that big tanker we're seeing there. Looks to be possibly something else as well here. We'll see. Does it get much shallower here? Yeah, it does still get shallower as we come in. Speed up a bit.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 245. Designated Sierra 20. Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 154. Designated Sierra 21.
Those active pings are coming from. So that's a bow. It's picking up. That's picking up on the bow. Let's see what that is. Here we go. So we've got two signals now on the towed array, and a nice strong one on the bow. So let's see what that is. So that tracker A. Bearing of 238 degrees. 238 degrees. There it is. Hello, what are you? There we go. See, two signals. Just under 1,000 megahertz and 1,500 megahertz, so we'll... It doesn't know what it is yet. We're just picking up the high frequency at the moment. Anything else? Something else there. Cargo, that's the cargo ship. Yep, behind us into the starboard. Not sure what it is, it's too far away, signal's too weak. That's interesting, there's two signals on the same bearing. You see that? Two discrete frequencies on the same bearing. That's two ships close together, i.e. a fleet or a surface action group. So I think that's something big and loud and something slightly quieter escorting it. So I'm going to mark that, if it hasn't already happened. Yeah, and then we're going to mark that. That's still the tanker, yep. And I'm just just going to show this guy. You have to show the AI where it is. Oh. Kashin. Oh, here we go. It's got an ID on it. Alright, Kashin. Oh. He moves it. That's what the AI does. He just sits there skimming this along. Alright, we're getting reading that. So it's a Kashin, which is a surface vessel. And we're picking it up on here as well. Yeah, let's just turn it off again. Right, so our wire, much more sensitive obviously, is picking up SO7. Doesn't know what that is. We've got two, looks like two vessels possibly, MO6. Something there, fishing boat, doesn't know. And cargo ship, we know about that. Right. Not sure what those are. Kashin, there we go, that's the Kashin we identified. So the sonar guys managed to tell the plotter guy to put it on the map, so we know roughly where it is. Medium confidence. And we got another one, the sounds of it, next to it. So those guys will be doing close in. So let's have a quick look at what the Kashin is. Kashin is basically a surface, it's an anti-submarine thing basically actually. It looks more of an anti-air actually, that one. Bit of an older one. It's the oodloys you want to watch out for. Those are the bastards, those are the nasty. Is that the same one? Maybe the oodloy is based on the same chassis as such, I don't know. I don't really know my Russian ships that well. Looks the same, doesn't it? Anyway. Let's get a bit deeper in. Just watching the keel. A lot of active pinging. It's horribly close. Lava. Tarantul.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 192. Designated Sierra 2-2.
Doesn't do a brilliant job at identifying.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 191. Designated Sierra 2-3.
I think we've got two ships there. Yeah, you can see there's a few different frequencies there. Two ships close together. we got 2. Yeah, there's the Kashin. Yeah, there's a few of them all running together. There's a nice strong signal. What's that? Let's check we spotted it. Who knows? Got a few nice traces coming in now.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 192. Designated Sierra 24.
You see the AI
Con,
doesn't.
sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 2.
You kind of have to point your finger at it so he spots it.
25.
Sierra 25, so these are right in front of us. Just gotta come up 10 feet.
Make my depth 440 feet. Dive I.
Presumably, in the mission, there is a fleet exiting at some point, and I've just got to try and spot it. The Northern Fleet comes out, so you're talking about the Northern Fleet. You're talking about the Kuznetsov, the Kirovs. What else would have? Not Kirov. Yeah, Kirov and Kiev. I don't think Slavas are in the Black Sea Fleet. I think. I think I'm off the floor bed. Yeah. No, I'm not. God damn it.
Retrieve the starboard towed array. How am I?
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 140. Designated Sierra 26.
Nice and strong signals coming through now, right. Tarantul. Cargo ship. Cargo ship again, there we go. Kashin. Kashin. So remember, the mission is to identify all these targets. Basically, that is what the mission is. Simple as that. Let's try and get an ID on these guys. So that's Shin. Tarantul. So Tarantul's a little patrol missile, fast missile boat. Oh, shit. Noisy again, dragging.
Retrieve the starboard towed array. How am I?
I wonder if I can have both out.
Stream the port towed array. How am I?
So I could have one, maybe I get double the sensitivity. What do you think? Yeah. Ooh. I don't know if that's a tactic or not. What happens when we do that? Maybe it... Oh, it only uses one. nice little hack, wouldn't it?
Cruise the port towed
Sonar,
array.
I
How
have a
might?
new contact. Bearing 107. Designated Sierra 27.
So it basically tells you which one to use. Sometimes you have absolutely no idea. Mission complete. I'm not actually quite sure. You need to kind of read me with all these to say this is exactly what you have to do to complete the mission, because otherwise you're a little bit mystery and you don't know why it hasn't broken. Is it not completed because the mission's broken in some way, trigger's knackered, or some platform is not working as correctly, or because you've not done what they need you to do. Let's try classifying these. So we know it's a Tarantul. We know that's a Kashin. And what we can do is we can actually set that's a Kashin as well. Contact. I presume it's neutral until we know otherwise, although we do know it's red, but let's say it's neutral. That's what we know. Hear the screws? You hear that? So what we can do is go there and go here. Oh, S20. Oh, how do we do? I've forgotten how to do this now. S20. Maybe it's I've forgotten how this works now. Track ID S20. S20 is this one, so we're pretty sure it's the Kashin. And then we go designate target. There we go. So that's the sound of, oh, it's not S15, okay, whatever. What we do is we do this, I think. You want to get the whole thing on the screen, basically, and then we change this until we get it to line up, and then we know how fast it's going. I think. Is it moving? Don't know how to do it. to read the instruction manual. Really strong signal on the bow now. Feet below the keel. Active pinging. Oh, BQ10 PB. That's the bell. Bearing 192. 192. 192. S24. See what that is. 192. No. It's a submarine. Shit. Where is it? Is it missing? That is a Victor. It's on the two. I think that's a sub. Well, I don't know why it doesn't ID it though. Oh, maybe it's that one. Right. Okay. 192. Yeah. Okay. What bearing was I saying? Was it 292? Let's see. Bearing 191. That'll be there. Either way, it's ID to sub. That is. Thinks that's a sub as well. Pretty sure that's not. Pretty sure that's cargo ship. That, not sure. That's the one just off the bow, which we think. I think that. Track S24. S24. That one there. S24. Victor. It is. It's a fucking Victor. That one, 23 knots, it's going too fast for a sub, I don't know what that is. MO6 at, I don't know what that one is. .24 knots is too fast for a civilian though, so we know it's enemy, we just don't know what it is. We know it's hostile, but we're just not sure what. That's a bit of a worry. Coming straight for me. Should we just come up and see if we can communicate? We'll put these over the link. I don't know if that's what you have to do.
Make my depth 060 feet. Dive I.
Go to 100 feet.
Make my depth 100 feet, dive I.
I haven't had any sonar pings for a while. Sorry, buoy pins, sonar buoy pings. So hopefully that MPA disappeared, always travelling in another direction, one of the two. See active ping, active inset, that one, and that one. That's interesting, those two, they look like... So there's the normal patrols, there'll be a barrier, which will be like these subs coming out, and then there'll be these bastards. And these are the ones we're trying to catch. I bet that's the fleet. Gotta somehow avoid this guy. Dragging that bloody cable. Look. Slow me down. Let's stream the radio. See if we can communicate some of these spots. I think what you can do is you can promote to the link. In other words, you can upload what you've seen, and that might be one of the mission criteria. I don't know, but we'll find out. As soon as my little radio thing goes up. Oh, if any game would love a bit of anti-aliasing, it's this one. Warfare, World War III in the lounge. Still don't seem to be able to transmit these. Should we risk popping up and putting the ESM mast up?
Raise the ESM mast, Chief of the Watch Eye.
I don't know how I need to get this to work. I really don't want to go this way.
Make my depth 080 feet, dive I.
If you can cut the antenna. It appears not. That's the threat. I've got to work out what I'm going to do about him.
Make my depth 0, 7, 8 feet. Dive I.
Just see the mast. Yeah, we just want to stick out the water, see what we can pick up.
Make my depth 0, 7, 6 feet. Dive I.
That's the radio antenna you see in there. I don't know how realistic this is really, but my understanding is these guys made a few games and then they basically sold themselves to the government. I think these were proofs of concept almost of how good their stuff was. And like a lot of the games, it's a good simulations they went on to make training software. I think that's my understanding. Let's go 7-4.
Make my depth 0, 7, 4 feet. Dive I.
Ooh. That's a sonar boy, don't like the sound of that. Two.
Make my depth 0, 7, 2
And the
feet.
reason I'm
Dive
doing
I.
this so slowly is because if you go too fast, obviously your bow goes up, your tail goes, you can actually stick bits of submarine outside the water. You really don't want to do that. Just go nice and slow. Again, I don't know how well that's simulated or not, so rather not risk it. How fast that guy was going? 15 knots. He probably can't hear me anyway. Somewhere here. It's hard to tell. 70.
Make my depth 0, 7, 0 feet. Dive I.
Again, somewhere I used to have all these written down, what the depths were that you could go to, and somewhere, a folder somewhere. There it is. See it just sticking up the water there. Let's go to 6, 9.
Make my depth 0, 6, 9 feet. Dive I.
What have we got? It's the one station with no auto crew. Why? God knows. That's quite a comforting sound, isn't it? The sound of the nuclear reactor. It's like being inside a body. I guess you've got maternal, I don't know, like comforting that sound of your mother's heart or something. Maybe I'm anthropomorphizing too much. Nothing.
Make my depth
Come on,
0,
slowly.
6, 7 feet. Dive I.
Nothing. Interesting. Oh, there we go. You see that spike? What have we got? don't want is the MPA. Helix.
Con, EW. I have a new contact. Bearing 141. Con, EW. I have a new contact. Bearing 306. Con, EW. I have a new contact. Bearing 322.
None of these are too close, I don't think.
Con, EW. I have a new contact.
Lower the
bearing
ESM mast. Cheaper the watch eye.
179.
So they've got helicopters up here. There's the May. Helicopter. Another helicopter. Picked up something. BLQ-10. What's the BLQ-10? BLQ-10. Intercept. Okay. Alright, can I promote some of these to the link yet? No. So they obviously where they put that sub down, they've got something up there. The fact this helicopter, well, it might be a carrier, but there were on destroyers as well. Ah, that guy's turned. That's good. Or not, because it now means his sonar, towed sonar array will come into gear, which is a bit of a pain. Should we have a quick shifty? I don't know whether we're quite high enough to see out the water. Oh, just, there we go. Oh. Don't see anything. Let's just pop down again.
Make my depth 100 feet. Dive I.
And there's nothing on the radio, obviously. Turned him off. Stupid. Let's check what he's got all these marks. See, it stops being sensitive when you're on the surface. So down to 180 feet.
Make my depth 180 feet. Dive I.
And we're going to come port to 150.
Come left to course. 150. Helm I.
It's been 3 minutes since I had any readings on those. I think that's the Victor 27. No, that's the cargo ship, I think. Ooh, what's the strong one? What's that? Really strong signal. Just there. That is that Victor. That is without a doubt the Victor. Look at that. That's how strong the signal is. Shit. He's slowing down. Less than 10,000 yards, 9,000 yards.
Steady on course 150.
Wish there was a layer a bit higher up. I could duck below that. Yeesh, he's close. And he's slowing.
Come left to course 080. Helm aye.
Trying to avoid him.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing
Hello.
272. Designated Sierra 28.
TP23. There's that one there. Ooh. Two eights on bearing at 268. I got nothing. fishing boat. What might be? Ooh, it's in a cooler.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 107. Designated Sierra 29. Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 116. Designated Sierra 30.
Steady on course 080.
Cooler.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 107. Designated Sierra 31. Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing
sure which way it is.
196. Designated Sierra 32. Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 208. Designated Sierra 33.
Oh, here we go. Loads of signals now. Shaky's got all these.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 196. Designated Sierra 34.
Now there's a lot going on. The hardest thing is just, you know, I'm not quite sure what about cheating.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 199. Designated Sierra 35.
I don't really want to go to Paris to look over the bloody helicopters around. It's moving up. Shit, there's loads going on now. That's a different signature. Grisha.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 167. Designated Sierra 36.
Okay, there's a whole fleet out there.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 353. Designated Sierra 37.
Wow, there's loads going on. Okay. There's a bearing ambiguity in all these, so we're not actually sure which is which, I think. I think that's a Victor 3. I think that's an Akula. I think that's an Akula. That's a Slava. I think we're pretty confident that's a Slava. Let's just track on for a bit. Another Victor. I wonder if that's the same reading. Been 2 minutes, and that's a fresh. I think that's the same target. I think we're going to drop that. Six minutes and 9 minutes. So I don't know where that Akula's gone. I try to avoid it so we're unlikely to be able to track it for long. Let's keep going.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 174. Designated Sierra 38. Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 170. Designated Sierra 39.
S32. On a bearing of 209. Wish you could increase the gain on that slightly. It'd be a bit easier to see, wouldn't it?
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 251. Designated Sierra 33.
I think that's the Akula, which would make sense, sort of following that path. That's the Victor come out, then the Akula comes out. Looks to be... It's moving fast. I'm going to drop these. These are old tracks. Ooh, yeah, that is a Slava. I didn't have any Slavas in the Northern Fleet. See, that's a big one. I know it's been on the screen. I just didn't put two and two together. That's like that's the one of the flagships.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 267. Designated Sierra 40.
This one here. Let's just pop up.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 314. Designated Sierra 4.
Make my depth
Con,
0,
sonar, I have a new
6,
contact.
8
Bearing
feet. Dive I.
315. Designated Sierra 4. 2. Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 205. Designated Sierra 4. 3. Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 205. Designated Sierra 4. 4.
Sierra 44. How about dodge those subs? That's a bit worrying. Sheesh.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 218. Designated Sierra 4. 5.
No, we're too high up now. See if we can get some filtration on these guys. What they are. Cooler 1. Ooh. It's definitely that cooler. Another Akula. Or the same Akula. Bearing discrepancy. Nowhere near unless you turn. Right, we're at 68 feet. Let's pop the... Let's have a look. obvious. Let's get this synced in. Hard to see with the waves. Let's put the ESM up over here.
Raise the ESM mast, Chief of the Watch Eye.
A bit too deep to really see over the water, that's the trouble.
Con, EW, I have a new contact. Bearing
Lloyd.
166.
Big noise, interesting.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 172.
Raise the
Designated
antenna,
Sierra
Chief of the Watch
4,
Eye. Lower
6.
the ESM mast, Chief of the Watch Eye. Lower the antenna, Chief of the Watch Eye.
Oh my god, so many submarines. Thought they're all moving really quickly, so they can't hear me. Where is the Oodloy? Here. Maybe not. I reckon Oodloy's one of these guys. There it is. No, it's not. It's not. It's not an Oodloy. That makes more sense. I think that's out of that. But you have no way of knowing whether they've seen you until it's too bloody late.
Make my depth 168 feet. Dive eye.
Still most frustrating. I've absolutely no idea whether I've completed the mission or not, and what I have to do. Oh, bloody hell. I've got a horrible feeling. I do remember this. I've got a feeling they're on the surface.
Make my depth 067 feet. Dive eye.
You'll notice there's a save function, but there's no load function, and I can't work out how to get that to work. So we're just gonna have to try it and risk it. I'm gonna come up, go a bit higher, see if we can get a reading on these guys.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 135. Designated Sierra 4, 7.
vaguely remember the mission, and they sortie out on the surface, but I might be wrong. I don't know why they would do that. It's ridiculous, but. Got nothing.
Make my depth 0, 6, 5 feet. Dive I.
Be really careful here because I'm going to get spotted on radar. Oh, I got nothing.
Make my depth 1, 6, 6 feet. Dive I.
Nada. Subsurface. Oh, jeez. How fast is he going? He's going fast. He might not hear me. Uh-oh. That's not good. Someone's actively pinging on a boy. I bet I've attracted those aircraft. Let's go deep.
Make my depth 2, 6, 6 feet. Dive I. Make my depth 2, 6, 0 feet. Dive I.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 3, 2, 5. Designated Sierra 4, 8. Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 3, 2, 0. Designated Sierra 4, 9.
Nerve-wracking this. Submarine's gonna go so close to me. He must be able to see me, hear me. Hello, little monkey. What's up?
Daddy.
What's the matter? What's up?
I need some made my mouth bit hole.
Oh, really? Lipstick? You want Daddy to do the lipstick?
No, my ten do it.
Okay, we'll go and get it then. Go
My
on.
very tall.
Oh, is it high up, is it?
Yes.
Alright.
It's very hard. It's next to my bedroom.
Alright, Daddy, come and get it for you. Right, I need to go and get this lipstick. It's very important. Be back in a sec. Right. I'm back. Lipstick has been applied. And we are busy getting the hell out of Dodge. This guy's gonna hear me. I'm gonna get down.
Make my depth 360 feet. Dive I.
We did some melting.
Oh, well done. Good girl.
It's very.
Oh, Jasmine, cover your mouth when you cough, please, darling.
It's very yummy.
Right.
Right? We melting, right?
Right. See you later. Oh, if I dodge this, it'd be a miracle. Having said that, I haven't had an active signal off him for 6 minutes, so he might be completely somewhere else, but there you go. Am I dragging a cable? No. Oh, another active buoy. Oh, look at that. There he is. That's where he thinks it is. Passing right behind me. Hunt for Red October. Eat your heart out. Look at that. There's me. Oh, somewhere I am. Oh, where is he? There he is, and I'm here. That's close. I think I'm probably dragging it. No, I'm not dragging it yet. That's good. What? Can't tell me you can't hear that. All these because he misses them.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 3-5.
I didn't have that one.
Designated Sierra 50. Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 3, 4, 0. Designated Sierra 5, 1.
God, that is close, whoever that is. Cooler. I just passed straight behind me. Yeah. Those are active. Hello, son.
I know, son. My big old dad.
Oh, it's Big Girl Jazz. Sorry, Big Girl Jazz.
Daddy.
Yes, Monkey 1. Monkey 1, Monkey 2.
Is the red helicopter working?
Oh, it might be. I don't know. Do you want to get it for you?
Yeah.
Alright, hang on.
It is working.
Alright, Daddy get it for you.
Ow.
Ow. Right, okay.
This one.
Right, go on in and I'll go get it.
What?
Come on in, let's go get it. It is, I'll get the key. Right, go in the lounge, I've got it, Go on. Right. Let's just speed it on a bit. Looks like I've dodged that guy. How the hell do we know that? How the hell have we identified that? It's a live track from the BLQ-10. What? I don't really know how we've done that. Is that link data? No, either. Can't tell how I can hear it. BLQ-10. Active incept. Maybe we can hear it.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 0, 2, 1. Designated Sierra 5, 2.
Another submarine.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 3, 1, 3. Designated Sierra 5, 3. Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 2, 0, 3. Designated Sierra 5, 4. Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 2, 0, 9. Designated Sierra 5, 5. Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 2, 0, 2, designated Sierra 5, 6. Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 2, 0, 5, designated Sierra 5, 7. Con, sonar, torpedo in the water, bearing 3, 3, 8. Con, sonar, torpedo in the water, bearing 3, 3, 8. Con, sonar, torpedo in the water, bearing 3, 3, 8.
Come right to course 2, 0, 0. Helm aye.
Oh, that's how you do waypoints. Right, insert, okay. Don't think that torpedo's on me. I think that's the torpedo hitting the water there. Let's just check he's got all these tracks.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact.
No.
Bearing 2, 0, 7. Designated Sierra 5, 8. Con, sonar, torpedo in the water, bearing 1, 6, 1. Con, sonar,
that's not
torpedo in the water, bearing 1, 5, 7. Con, sonar, torpedo in the water, bearing 1, 6, 0.
That's all south of me.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 3, 1, 7. Designated Sierra 5, 9. Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 1, 6, 3. Designated Sierra 6,
Shit.
0.
That's a...
Launch countermeasures. Aye, sir.
Come left to course 0, 9, 1. Helm aye.
It's on me, that torpedo. Shit. Well, it might have been. They know I'm here now.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 0, 0, 0. Designated Sierra 6, 1.
Crappy dappy.
Con, sonar, torpedo in the water, bearing 3, 3, 6. Con,
This is a
sonar,
really
torpedo
hard
in the
mission.
water, bearing 3, 3, 6. Con, sonar, torpedo in the water, bearing 3, 3, 6.
Oh, they're on me now, that's the trouble. So much for my buddies. Where are my other buddies? Layers. Show allies. There are no other allies. He was lying. Uh-oh.
Con, sonar, torpedo in the water, bearing 155. Con, sonar, torpedo in the water, bearing 158. Con, sonar,
Launch
torpedo in the
countermeasures.
water,
Aye,
bearing
sir.
155.
Where's countermeasures screen? Are they loading those or not? Are those...
Con, sonar, I have a new contact, bearing 157, designated Sierra 62.
Oh god.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact, bearing 034, designated Sierra 63. Con, sonar, I have a new contact, bearing 160, designated Sierra 64. Con, sonar, I have a new contact, bearing 163, designated Sierra 65.
Well, it's a fleet. I know it's there. It's a miracle I haven't been caught, frankly.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact, bearing
Steady on course,
205,
091.
designated Sierra 66. Con, sonar, I have a new contact, bearing 210, designated Sierra 67. Con, sonar, torpedo in the water, bearing 335. Con, sonar, torpedo in the water, bearing 335. Con, sonar, I have a new contact, bearing 207, designated Sierra 68.
Make my depth 4, 6,
There's a chance.
0 feet. Dive I.
If I'm deep enough and they're dropping torpedoes on me, the torpedoes will just hit the floor. That's the theory anyway. So we're going to try and make that more likely. Watch the depth. It is a bit deeper. That's good.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact, bearing 238, designated Sierra 69. Con, sonar, I have a new contact, bearing 242, designated Sierra 70. Con, sonar, I have a new contact, bearing 165, designated Sierra 71.
The torpedoes they're dropping will circle. As it circles around, it pings. So it sounds like it's on you, but it's not. But you can't be sure. So I think they dropped one right on me, went round me, which is why I did the active. Which is probably a bit of a mistake in hindsight, but just don't know. Remember last time I
Con,
was so
sonar,
quick.
I have a new contact, bearing 158, designated Sierra 72. Con, sonar, torpedo in the water, bearing 154.
Retrieve the
Con,
starboard
sonar,
total array. How
torpedo
am
in the
I?
water, bearing
Retrieve the starboard total array.
150.
How am I?
Con, sonar, I have a new contact, bearing 142.
Retrieve the
Designated
starboard total
Sierra
array. How am I?
73. Con sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 154. Designated Sierra 74.
I still don't think they're on me. I think they're looking for me. Dragging still.
Con sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 154. Designated Sierra 75.
Retrieve the starboard towed array. How am I?
Off the bed. Yep. Oof, that's close. What the fuck is that?
Con sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 295. Designated Sierra 76.
Identified. Torpedo? That is so close, whatever that is. Oh, there's so much going on out there. Where's the torpedoes?
Con sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 159. Designated Sierra 77.
It's lava again. I don't think there is a lava, I really don't. Jesus. What's that? Chinese, it's not, is it? Clearly. But it's not sure. Oh, Kuznetsov! The Kuznetsov! How exciting. Oh, if I could put a tube in that. That's what all the fleet noise was about. They're bloody sorting the whole lot, aren't they? That's a Kiev. Or Kirov. Yeah, Kirov. Oof, it's a big bad boy.
Con sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 041. Designated Sierra 78.
Let's check who's got all these bloody things.
Con sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 042. Designated Sierra 79. Con sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 139. Designated Sierra 80. Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 140. Designated Sierra 81. Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 150.
Why are you not hearing these? Why do I have to do this for you?
82.
God damn.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 141. Designated Sierra 83.
What time is it? Oh, 8:46. Should we come up and have a peek?
Make my depth 060 feet. Dive I.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 211. Designated Sierra 84.
Got nothing.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 130. Designated Sierra 85.
This is rubbish. I've got nothing. Am I doing something wrong here? Oh shit, visibility, isn't it? That's why. It's a fog. Oh, they're not going to see anything.
Make my depth 160 feet. Dive I.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 143. Designated Sierra 86.
Oh, should I just launch a shitload of missiles at them? See what happens. That's a big shit. Well, I've done a shit job so far. I don't think I've identified any. According to the mission, anyway. Let's push that antenna right out.
Stream at starboard towed array. How am I?
as much sensitivity as we can. 22 minutes. 24 minutes. 15 minutes. 20 minutes.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 205. Designated Sierra 5-4.
Right, we should be getting a better resolution.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 335. Designated Sierra 8-7.
There's a whole load of ships there. 180, that's at the 2.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 300. Designated Sierra 8-8.
See that?
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 037. Designated Sierra 8-9.
That's the Nostra, whatever it's called, Nostra Bivimi. Oscar 2, that's new. Isn't that a nuclear one? Oscar. Maybe not. What's that? Oh, kids beating the crap out of each other as usual.
Con, sonar, torpedo in the water. Bearing 321. Con, sonar, torpedo in the water. Bearing 321. Con, sonar, torpedo in the water. Bearing 321.
Retrieve the starboard towed array. How am I?
Put that much, too much cable. Fuck's sake.
Con, sonar, torpedo in the water. Bearing 170. Con, sonar, torpedo in the water. Bearing
Oh, there's torpedoes there.
166.
Splash, splash.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 170. 1, designated Sierra 90. Con sonar, I have a new contact bearing 173, designated Sierra 91. Con sonar, I have a new contact bearing 333, designated Sierra 92.
Stressful.
Come right to course 191. Helmi. Come right to course 200. Helmi.
Con sonar, I have a new contact bearing 326, designated Sierra 93.
Activate pinging again. How deep are we? 355 is good. 255.
Make my depth 460 feet. Dive I.
How the hell it knows that chopper's up there? It's anybody's guess. I guess what it's doing is hearing the drop of the torpedo, maybe stitch it together. I'll drop the buoy right on me now.
Con sonar, I have a new contact bearing 209,
Steady on course
designated Sierra 94.
200.
Right, let's get rid of some of these old contacts. Charlie 2. Yeah, I think that's probably
Con
a genuine
sonar,
contact,
I have a
that
new
one.
contact bearing 239, designated Sierra 3. Con sonar, I have a new contact bearing 053, designated Sierra 95. Con sonar, I have a new contact bearing 301, designated Sierra 7. Con sonar, I have a new contact bearing 296, designated Sierra 88. Con sonar, I have a new contact bearing 236, designated Sierra 96.
Definitely the Kuznetsov coming in.
Con sonar, I have a new contact bearing 131, designated Sierra 97. Con sonar, I have a new contact bearing 132, designated
the starboard
Sierra
total array. How am I?
98. Con sonar, I have a new contact bearing 161, designated Sierra 8. Con sonar, I have a new contact bearing 318, designated Sierra 99. Con sonar, I have a new contact bearing 217, designated Sierra 55.
Retrieve the starboard towed array. Helm aye.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 226. Designated Sierra 3.
Alright, we're heading towards these guys now.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 279. Designated
That's it.
Sierra 4.
Hello, yeah.
Can you make one of these?
Can you stop shouting, please? What do you want? What is it?
I want to build.
Stop shouting.
I want to.
You want to build a model cockpit of one of them, do you?
Yeah.
Alright, well, I don't think I've got the skill to do that, son.
Teddy, it's
Yeah.
so easy.
No, it looks really difficult. Looks very good, though.
Because I really want it.
I know, wow. Yes. I can imagine it does. That was a scale model of an aeroplane that you can sit in and press the buttons. Yeah, I don't think that's something I can do. I'm amazed I've made it this far, to be honest with you.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 205. Designated
What's the
Sierra
depth on my
5.
keel?
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 283. Designated Sierra 6.
Make my depth 450 feet. Dive aye.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 147. Designated Sierra 9.
Be very careful not to hit the bottom of the bed. Seabed.
Retrieve the starboard towed array. Helm aye. Retrieve the starboard towed array. Helm aye.
Starting to get some definition on the ones in front of us now. See if we can figure out what we've got going on here. go. Go watch. Go watch. Go on. That's okay.
Have to watch it.
And
A little
presumably
bit
slow
more.
now. It's probably crossing the 405 and approaching
What are we watching?
Sepulveda Boulevard and
A
over
play.
What about it? What's so special about it?
airport. That's
It's called the Blue. They call the Blue Airline.
Oh, landing gear failure. Oh dear.
And the pilots.
Oh yeah, look. See the front wheels. The front wheels not come down properly.
Yeah.
So it's going to fail. When it hits the ground, that will snap.
The wheel.
Keep watching. Here it comes. You watch the front wheel. He's going to try and... You watch. He'll try and balance it on the back wheels as far as he can. And he'll hold it nose up for as long as he can. Try and slow the aircraft down on the back tyres. When the front tyre comes down, it will fold. Yeah. Eventually, oh, it hasn't folded. Bloody hell, just to show how strong that gear is. Oh, I'm amazed if it doesn't fold. Burst the tyre, first tyre's gone, second tyre's gone. Jet blue, cool.
Fire.
Yeah, the wheel's on fire. God, it's amazingly strong landing gear to be able to do that.
That's the tires burning out there.
You think the big mark is going to put in the runway as well? Big score in the runway.
Then he stopped.
Possible scenarios.
That's amazing.
A helicopter.
The chin gear, the chin of that aircraft did not.
That's remarkable.
It has come to a complete stop.
Amazing.
We'll now have to evacuate the passengers.
Wow, good boy, well done. Wow, thank you. GST torpedoes. Torpedoes in the water. Kuznetsov. Duke. Unlikely. Some destroyer of some sort. Unlikely again. We can't quite figure out what it is. Kuznetsov.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 221. Designated Sierra 10.
Retrieve the starboard towed array. How am I?
Make my depth 440 feet. Dive I.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 139. Designated Sierra 14. Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 145. Designated Sierra 12. Con, sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 164. Designated Sierra 17.
Need to get within periscope range. Which seems vaguely ridiculous given the amount of heat on there.
Make my depth 430 feet. Dive I.
We've got two big ships. Thinks they're both the Kuznetsov. They can't both be the Kuznetsov.
Con, sonar, torpedo in the water. Bearing 323.
Surface, surface, surface.
Make my depth 070 feet. Dive I.
Could we close that door, please? Because the stream hears all the music and they don't want to hear the music, Bubby. Good girl.
Daddy, you see this racing on my door. Racing
Okay.
I want it out.
Right, off you go. Come on. What do you want to do? Take the sticker off, yeah? Why? Off.
It's not on. It's still on.
Or you want to take the back off it?
This.
Oh, you've got more nails than me, girl. I don't think... Are we sure that that's a... Oh, okay, I see. Look, Davai, get you on that... Look, watch. See how Daddy does it? Use your fingertips like this. There you go. Stick it... Oh. There you go. Off you go. Good girl. Right, we're going to stick our head up, see what we can see. Then maybe we can get the hell out of Dodge. Remember, these are guys that are actively pinging
Con,
now.
sonar, torpedo in the water, bearing 313.
I think that's where I was, rather than where I am.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact, bearing 111, designated Sierra 38.
No, looking straight ahead now. Uh-oh, what's that? Oh, ship's going right at me. Ah! That's the wake of ships coming right at me. That's, you can see disturbances in the water. That's the big ships coming at me. Coming at me, bro.
Make my depth 068 feet. Dive I.
We're gonna have to get out of Dodge pretty quickly.
Con, sonar, torpedo in the water, bearing 304. Con, sonar, torpedo in the water, bearing 304. Con, sonar, torpedo in the water, bearing 304.
Oh my god, what is that? That is the Kuznetsov. There he is. Oh, mother.
New contact, bearing 214.
Oh, torpedo. Oh, for torpedoes. What's this daddy here? Come on.
New contact, bearing 210.
Oh, I can't believe that Kuznetsov.
Con, sonar, I have a new contact, bearing 235, designated Sierra 67.
Oh, two of them together. Oh,
New contact, bearing 202.
I couldn't have been in a better position to attack. That looks like a... I don't know what that is. The one behind is a big bug. I think it's a Slava behind it. Don't know what that is. I think
contact. Bearing 201.
Come on, what is it? Oh, the Kuznetsov. Oh, it doesn't get any better than that.
New contact. Bearing 240. Con sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 330. Designated Sierra 18.
Oh, come on. Oh, that's that one again.
Con sonar, torpedo in the water. Bearing 331. Con sonar, torpedo in the water. Bearing 112. Con sonar, torpedo in the water. Bearing 110. Con sonar, torpedo in the water. Bearing 115. Con sonar, I have a new contact. Bearing 179. Designated Sierra 20.
Come on.
Make my depth 3, 6,
Con
8
sonar, I have a
feet.
new
Dive I.
contact. Bearing
Make my depth 3, 5,
Designated
8
Sierra
feet. Dive I.
1.
Come left to course. 040.
Oh.
Helm aye.
Campaign quarter. You were joking. How could that?
Con sonar.
We've been hit. I've lost depth control. We're going down.
Oh, so annoying. Oh, can't believe it. I don't know what to say. I think we give it a break for a bit. Cheers. Thanks for watching.